Welcome back to the channel, guys. Real quick, y'all recognize this vehicle? This is a 2012 or 13, they're basically all the same, Jeep Wrangler. Okay, and as you can see, this Wrangler is equipped with a Pentastar 3.6 VVT engine. All right, now as you can also see, based on the parts, I am getting ready to do what some may call a tune-up, guys. All right, I'm getting ready to replace the spark plugs. I'm gonna clean the injector system, the throttle body, and flush the injectors. I will replace the air filter, and these are gaskets for the upper intake. As you know, in order to gain access to the spark plugs, you will have to remove the upper intake. Okay, now this is no different than a typical 3.6 engine on any other car. Okay, but the only difference or problem you may run into, guys, this kind of the things you have to remove to gain access to the plugs. Yes, you still have to remove the upper intake. Okay, let's get this off so we can take a closer look. Now, guys, this Wrangler has a lot more extra brackets and stuff you will have to remove. The plenum has to come off. In order to get the plenum off, of course, these little brackets, all this little nagging little stuff have to come off. The intake cowl assembly, a couple of brackets on this side, which is on any other vehicle, but this particular Wrangler, guys, can give you some problems if you're not careful. You have to remove all this stuff because you got to gain access to the coil. In order to get to the plugs, you have to remove the coil. And like I say, that one bolt that holds the intake on in the rear is going to be kind of a pain. You just need the right swivels to gain access to it. All right, guys, so first thing first, guys, we're going to get this battery disconnected. Always get the battery disconnected when you're getting ready to do any kind of work on a particular engine. You don't want the engine supplied with any potential voltage that may come back and bite you. You just don't want it. Just disconnect the battery. So I'm going to get this battery disconnected, and I will proceed with removing this plenum. In fact, this video can be considered how to remove an intake plenum off a Jeep Wrangler. Again, typical 3.6 Pentastar engine, basically the same, but the Wrangler are unique and special because of the way they have it connected to the engine. All right, guys, so let me go grab some tools. Let me take a quick break. I'll be right back and we will continue. Alright, guys, like I said, I'm trying to get this plenum off. As you can see, I'm trying to get this plenum off. And as you can see, we run into little hurdles like this, okay? And there is two brackets on this side that will be holding the plenum down. Okay, I have the bolts out of this bracket right here, and I have the bolts out of this bracket right here. But that still don't give you enough to raise the upper plenum up. And again, guys, we just want to move the plenum out of the way to lay it aside. We don't want to take it all the way out. So what I'm going to do is take these two bolts right here out. That should free this bracket up to come off. Okay, and from there we might be able to lift it up. All right, we're gonna figure this thing out together, guys. All right, let's see that I free up enough room. Can I? Well, I might as well take the bracket all the way off, guys. Now, there you go. That bracket is now off. As you can see right here. Yes, I should be able to finagle this plenum off now. Let's get it. Alright guys, that is all I wanted to do was just move. You can see the plenum freelance moves now. So now I have gained access to bank 2. Okay guys, that's all I needed was to move that plenum. Yes, they have this little insulated cover on it also. Alright, so from there guys, it's just a matter of removing the coils, then removing the plugs. But the biggest hurdle of this whole job is getting the upper intake plenum off. Okay, now you can create your own way of doing it. I chose to remove the bracket right here. That gave me free they gave me a lot of wiggle room to maneuver the plenum out of its place. Some people may remove this bracket, some people may remove all the brackets. Whatever you feel comfortable doing, do it. Don't let anybody tell you you don't have to do anything. Okay, if it's in your way and you're gonna feel better moving it out your way, move it out your way. Okay, this is the way I chose to do it. Everybody is different. There's no right or wrong way to get it off. The goal is to get it off. Okay, and you will have to make it easier for reassemble. Okay, reassemble can be just as hard as removal, so keep that in mind. Be extremely careful when installing this plenum, guys. Make sure all these bolts are up in the upward position so you don't cock anything. That thing was good. Alright guys, welcome back. I'm back. I have all the spark plugs out of bank 2. Actually they're right here. Getting ready to go in with the new spark plug, guys. Make sure your gap is at specs. Okay, do not install these until you check the gap. Alright, now what I'm about to do, I'm gonna put the plugs in and reinstall everything. Okay, the installation procedure is pretty much a reversal of the removal procedure, so I'm not going to film any of that. And of course, like I say, I'm going to clean the intake system out. And last but not least, guys, I have to replace the air filter and check the PCV valve. But as far as the computer, all right, I will verify that the computer is at the latest software update. Okay guys, from time to time FCA would come out with these drivability improvements, in some cases shift improvements, all right, that they will install on a particular vehicle. Okay, the only way that software would get to those vehicles is via reprogramming. Okay, so what happens is a technician goes and downloads software from the Chrysler servers, and they will install that software into your car, and those updates will now be applied to your vehicle. Okay, so I always tend to check and make sure the computer is at the latest and greatest software when I am doing a so-called tune-up. Okay, spark plugs and things like that. All right guys, so I'm gonna pretty much wrap this video up. This was a Jeep Wrangler with a 3.6. The difficult part about this was removing the plenum. That's about it, guys. All right, so that's all I have, guys. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.